Let's talk about wellness. Okay. Hi, so today I'm at Odkwe, which in Luo means House of Peace. And it's a home that's run by Amundi, who is a massage therapist, a wellness guru, and a herbalist. And the reason I've come here is I just really want to take my wellness more seriously. I think I've figured out my mind because I have my therapist, I journal, I have all the apps that I'm always talking about. I'm trying to figure out my physical, but I'm also not ignorant of the fact that those two things are aligned. And so I decided to come here and see Amundi because one, my spirit just connected with her from the first day we chatted on email and on phone. Two, I've been using a product she makes called Breathe, which is all about steam inhalation. And I found that it's helped with my allergies and just helped me kind of like turn off my mind for a second. And I think the third thing is the massage. I think there's a way that is the bridge between the physical and the mental and the spiritual when we're talking about wellness. Why am I even trying to walk on this wellness journey? I'm really big on intentional healing, right? And I have been in therapy for a while. And I think where I am now, I'm reaping the benefits of years of healing. But I'm also, through that, becoming a realer version of myself and like more connected with who I am. And that's great, but it's destabilizing me a bit and it's scaring me a bit as well. And I'm trying to have a handle on all the things that make me me. So be it my physical, my mental, my spiritual. I'm trying now that I'm becoming a realer version of myself to at least have all of that in check and in my control. Because as much as I'm the most me I've ever been right now, and as much as that feels so fulfilling and so good because it's been years of work, it's also so scary. It's also so scary. And I think the wellness journey can connect me deeper with myself and in that reduce my fears. To be very present, I think I needed to get out of Nairobi and find peace. And this is such an apt place to do that. You know, it's called House of Peace, Odkwe. And it's also very peaceful. From the moment we drove in, like, there's silence, absolute silence. I think maybe like an hour in, I felt sleepy, you know? And relaxed, like my shoulders, like relaxed. And it's funny how small things like silence and yeah, which is just such a small thing, can make such a huge impact, especially if your day-to-day is so noisy. So that's what I'm here for. I'm trying to just breathe and just be and not think about work things, not check emails, like just be there for myself for the next period of time. Like, let me not even put a time limit on it, you know? Because when you put a time limit, like for the next 2 hours, then you're like, okay, third hour, I'm going to check my email. No, so for the next period of time, just be present and be here for myself. And hopefully this is like the beginning of a very intentional wellness journey. So Amundi is not just a herbalist, but she's also a massage therapist. So what I got was probably the best massage I've ever gotten in my life. It felt like she was talking to my body, and not just talking, but like listening to what my body was saying. And it was like my body was directing her. Before the massage started, she asked me, where do I feel like my stress and my anxiety sits? And I told her it's like my shoulder areas, my lower back. And whenever she'd get to those areas, it's so crazy that she'd go to a particular place. I'm not guiding her. And the pain that I would feel on my day-to-day life would kind of like pop up. And it's almost like she'd listen to my body and it would guide her and say, okay, and follow this line. It's so wild. It was like she was having a conversation in my body, actually. That's what was happening here. And really just paying such close attention to it. And to be quite frank, I feel like sometimes when you're trying to be on this wellness journey, we do forget the physical body side of it. We do forget that stress that we experience every single day sits somewhere on our bodies. And maybe it's because our lifestyles, we just don't have the time, or we don't know what to do with the stress sitting physically on your body, because the next day you have to get up and go to work. You have to get up and do whatever your adulting chores are, you know? But I felt in this moment that I kind of had not been listening to my body. I'd feel pain, but I'd just be like, oh well, and keep it moving. And at the end of the massage, she let me, I think her words were like, now feel free to zone out or something like that. And I literally started crying. Nothing bad had happened. There was no like, oh, I'm crying in pain. It started with like one teardrop on one eye. I was just like, okay, is that a draft or what's happening? And then this other eye like came in as well. And I think my body was just feeling relief. And I this might sound very hippie, but like it was feeling relief and like it's been heard. I don't know. It was such a moment, and I think I'm still in it. It was like, I can't believe I was calling what I was getting before massages, to be quite frank. This was spiritual, and like this woman was like talking to my body with no words. It's wild. And initially I thought that it would, when it was coming to the end, I was like, oh man, I don't want it to end. But now that I think about it and I've sat in it a bit, I think it was okay as it was. Like it was a good experience and a good trip, you know? And now I want to leave that one as is and definitely be coming back for more. I didn't realize I was leaving out my body in my wellness journey. I thought I had it covered. I thought journaling and like disappearing to a cottage for a while to write and listening to music and grounding exercises and all of those things, I was making progress, but I really think I was leaving my physical body that was carrying all the stress. I was leaving it behind, and I didn't know until I had this session with Amundi, and it was, yeah, it was spiritual. I think it was spiritual, and I think I cried without even being conscious that I was going to cry, because my body just feels relieved and it feels very heard. So my stay at Odkwe has just been so peaceful. Like, there's no other word to explain it. First thing that we did was go on a walk through the tea plantations, which was so beautiful. I got to see like these really just wonderful trees that are so inspiring. Like I was having so many poems just like circling through my head while I was seeing them. So that was great. And then the massage obviously was fantastic. Today we have, or I've learned how to make Breathe, which is a product Amundi made, and it's one that I use at home. It helps me with my allergies, it helps me with my sleep and anxiety. So learning how to make it and just why she picked particular ingredients to go into it was just amazing. And even where she makes it, like, you can understand why it's like a peaceful product, because even where it's made is just so calm and silent, and she pays such close attention to what exactly she's putting in.
I don't know where the idea came from. I think COVID, that maybe we need something to just make our breathing better. I had to go back to basics and understand the herbs that promote healing, the herbs that promote relaxation, clarity, what will help us to sleep better, and the biggest, what will help us to breathe better. So this is a combo of herbs that help you to sleep better and breathe better. So the combo was Himalayan salt, the herbs, essential oils of peppermint, eucalyptus, lavender. Perfect combination, because then we have relaxation, you're sleeping better, it's calming you, it helps with anxiety, it helps with headaches. And inhale and just know there's so much in it, so much benefit.
So I'm definitely going to be coming back here again. I wish I'd have made this a longer stay, but I'll be back for a much longer stay. I think this is step one of like actively and intentionally trying to just connect everything that makes me me and pay attention to it, especially the physical, because if I have a back pain or whatever, I don't really pay attention as to whether it's a posture thing or it's something I'm doing wrong. I'm just like, oh, okay, like take a painkiller or rub it a bit and keep going. But sometimes it's emotional, right? And I haven't been paying that close attention to that, so I'm going to do that more actively. Amundi says my body was or is tired, and that my lower back pain was emotional, so I'm definitely going to have to come back for another massage. So was it a great time out? It was. Will I be back? Definitely. Here's to intentional wellness, I guess. Trust I'm bringing everyone in my life here.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. No, like, I'm not kidding.